Section 1 of Yiddish Tales. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Yiddish Tales, translated by Helena Frank and read by Adrian Praetzellis in Santa Rosa, California. Preface. This little volume is intended to be both companion and complement to Stories and Pictures by I.L. Perez, published by the Jewish Publication Society of America in 1906. Its object was twofold: to introduce the non-Yiddish reading public to some of the many other Yiddish writers active in Russian Jewry, and to leave it with a more cheerful impression of Yiddish literature than it receives from Perez alone. Yes, and we have collected, largely from magazines and papers and unbound booklets, 48 tales by 20 different authors. This, thanks to such kind helpers as Mr. F. Heiger of London, without whose aid we should never have been able to collect the originals of these stories, Mr. Morris Meyer of London, who most kindly gave me the magazines, etc., in which some of them were contained, and Mr. Israel J. Zevin of New York, and delightful feuilletonist, to whose critical knowledge of Yiddish letters we owe so much. Some of these writers, Perez for example, and Sholem Alechem, are familiar by name to many of us already, while the reputation of others rests in circles enthusiastic but tragically small on what they have written in Hebrew. Footnote 1. Beshadsky's Forlorn and Forsaken, Frischmann's Three Who Ate, and Steinberg's A Livelihood and At the Matzes, though here translated from the Yiddish versions, were probably written in Hebrew originally. In the case of the former two, it would seem that the Yiddish version was made by the authors themselves, and the same may be true of Steinberg's tales too. End of footnote. Such are Berdichevsky, Yehalel, Frischmann, Beshadsky, and the silver-penned Judah Steinberg. On these last two be peace in the Olam HaEmes, the world of truth. The Olam HaSheker, this world of lies, had nothing for them but struggle and suffering and an early grave. The tales given here are by no means all equal in literary merit, but they have each its special note, each special echo from that strangely fascinating world so often quoted, so little understood, we say it against ourselves, the Russian ghetto. A world in the passing, but whose more precious elements shining for all who care to see them through every page of these unpretending tales, and mixed with less and less of what has made their misfortune, will surely live on, free on the one hand to blend with all and everything akin to them, and free on the other to develop along their own lines, and this year here, next year in Yerushalayim. The American sketches by Zevin and S. Liebin differ from the others only in their scene of action. Learners were drawn from the life of a little town in Bessarabia, the others are mostly Polish, and the folk tale, which is taken from Joshua Mysak's collection, published in Vilna in 1905, with the title Ma'asios van der Beben, Odonissim v'Niflaos, may well have sprung from almost any ghetto in the world. We sincerely regret that nothing from the pen of the beloved grandfather of Yiddish storytellers in print, Abramowitz, Mendele Mocha Sephorim, was found quite suitable for insertion here, his writings being chiefly much longer than the type selected for this book. Neither have we come across anything appropriate to our purpose by another old favourite, J. Dinason. We were, however, able to insert 3 tales by the veteran author Mordecai Spector, whose simple style and familiar figures go straight to the people's heart. With regard to the second half of our object, greater cheerfulness, this collection is an utter failure. It has variety, on account of the many different authors, and the originals have wit and humour in plenty, for wit and humour and an almost passionate play
Sample complete. Ready to continue?